So in our last session of the entire InnoVEX Pi stage, we have the privilege to show you 4 amazing teams from the French Tech. The French Tech is the collective name for all those who are working in the French startup market, driven by new generation of entrepreneurs, investors, engineers, designers, and other talented people. Now we have the honor to invite Mr. Benoit Goudet, the director of French office in Taiwan. Mr. Goudet is going to share 4 amazing startup teams with us in this session. Please give a big welcome to Mr. Goudet.
大家好，我先很快的介绍一下我们的那个 French Tech Initiative。French Tech 它是2013年法国政府和法国企业一起合作，一起启动的一个计划。这个计划的目的就是为了推动就是为了支持创业，法国的创业，也是为了鼓励就支持那些新创公司在法国。可是其实这不是一个传统的计划，这不是一个政府的计划，是以企业为主的一个计划。就是那个政府的角色，就是为了支持那些企业。So the French Tech is an initiative which was launched in 2013 by the French government with French companies. It's not like a traditional initiative. It's really about the actors of the French Tech, and the government is just in support of the companies. And it's all about supporting the startups and supporting creativity and innovation in France. 已经有很多结果，应该说就是已经改变了这个法国对创业的精神，有一个新的精神，有一个新的气氛啊，在法国。然后光巴黎而已，已经有5000家新创公司，然后全法国就更多的多。So it's a new spirit, actually, more than a plan, more than an initiative. It's a new spirit of innovation, and we have already 5,000 startups in Paris alone, and much more if you take all of France together. So all over the past few years, France has become a hotspot for innovation, and there is a new spirit of innovation and creating startups and accepting risk, actually. So. And you will have a few startups today, 3 startups, and also SIGFOX, which is more than a startup now, which is already a big company and very successful in the IoT field. 今天有3家新创公司，然后有一个已经不是一个新创公司了，是 SIGFOX， 它是一个非常成功、非常代表性的 IoT 公司，在法国，其实在全世界。Last point, I would like to tell you that well, French Tech is an open initiative. It's open to the wider world, and especially, well, this is why we are here with the French Tech in Taiwan, and also this is why we have the French Tech Ticket, which is a program to invite startups to come from all over the world to come to France. 所以我们就是French Tech 是一个对外开放的一个生态系统。我们一个很重要的方面就是邀请全世界的 startup 就来法国，这叫 French Tech Ticket Program. And if you want to know more about this French Ticket Program, you can ask Christophe and Philippe who are here. Christophe 和 Philippe 他们是 business friends， 我们的法国在台协会的贸易处的人，他们会介绍所有的需要得到的消息。So now it's time for the startups to present what they are doing. I think we start with we start
with Thank you very much. I want to make sure that it works this time. Okay, thank you. So thank you to French Tech to invite us. So as you've seen, we all have the sweater, so as a gift. And I'm sure they have a booth over there, so you can also meet them. So I'm going to present a company which is a 2-year-old company that we created with a group of entrepreneurs called ARYBALLE Technology. So this is the olfactory and gustatory sensor company. So we are developing an electronic nose. So why developing an electronic nose? The idea is that you are all using one or another different kind of sensor related to different senses. So of course, for sight with camera, for hearing with microphone. And today there is no olfactory sensor corresponding to the sense of olfaction. So there are many applications that even you can think of, okay, in different fields, industrial and also consumer fields. So environment is a big issue with olfactory pollution, food, flavor, fragrances, quality control. In this business, they are using a lot panel of tester because they don't have good sensor to analyze the sensorial quality of the products. So the dog nose we discussed earlier, obviously, is a big challenge. It's not for us right now. It will take longer to have the same sensitivity and specificity than the dog nose. Also, we are starting some development comparing what the dog can do for medical application. Actually, the dog sometimes is used to do medical diagnostic, okay? And so another application is the loss of the sense of smell, for which we will develop in partnership with a pharmaceutical company, a product that eventually will be launched early next year. Behind all these fields, you can imagine also some consumer application. There is a lot of demand from the home appliance industry to put this kind of sensors in fridges, but also in oven to follow recipe. So this is what it will look like, the green version, early next year. We were able to produce, and I will explain the technology today, so quite a few prototypes, such as the gray one here. So it was developed, the company, by a group of multidisciplinary entrepreneurs, including Sam Guillaumet, who comes from the sensor industry, used to build a company in France called Movea, which was a motion sensor. The main founder, scientific founder, are from the lab called CEA in Grenoble, which is a very good technology center. So they are chemists, right? Chemists, pharmacists, because this technology, actually, we adapted from biology. I come from biotech as well. I used to have a biotech company before. So we've been working on this for a little bit more than 2 years, from an idea that was given to me by scientists from the MIT working on olfactory receptor. It's really a project where we are trying to mimic the way that the nose works, okay? So olfactory receptors are proteins inside the nose that can detect smells. And of course, for this kind of project, you have to build a database to try to simulate what's happening in the brain. So the technology itself has a very bad name. It's called surface plasmon resonance. So it's an optic technology. An optic technology on which we are grafting, as it's imaged here, a set of 44 biosensors. So it's real biological molecules, biochemical molecules that we put on the top of the sensor and that will be involved in the discrimination of the different smells. Okay, but it's an imaging technology, as I was saying, optic. So basically, we are taking images of what's happening, and this is an example of an image. So where the white spots corresponds to the biochemical sensor which attract the odors. So we are trying, of course, with the software to simplify these signals, this pattern, and try to make some kinds of barcodes to put in the database. So the informatic part is very important. Eventually, all sensors will be connected to the same database, okay? So that we can also make good use of results obtained from different applications and to optimize the algorithm, the recognition algorithm. So, and this is what we are doing right now during industrialization to put all the results all together. So many markets, maybe the biggest one will be in the field of consumer with smart home appliance. Smart city is also quite a big challenge to have this kind of sensor in the city to better manage waste management, for instance. Of course, the main market today is still gas detector, because this is the existing one. All the others are pretty new, including anosmia. So again, think about what you could do if you could not only have access to this sensor, but also display the results on the phone. So we may actually put it, and I was discussing with Jeff from Block, at some time inside a watch or a phone. We are not sure. I mean, right now the sensor is a little bit bigger than this, so it does not fit inside a phone, but there is a big demand from the phone industry to have access to this technology. So this is what we have, just to show that we have real prototypes. Okay, it's just prototypes. So this is the technology itself. We can, for some clients, we will have to do the full device, including the casing. But for others, they will just buy the sensor, right? So that we can adapt the sensor to the fridge. And the key piece, the key component is the prism. So this prism, actually, we will produce in our company in France, whereas we are looking for partners to produce the wool part here. So actually, some of the team was in Taiwan this week to evaluate optics company who can help us, because it's quite tricky. So it's very high-level optics. The electronic part is not too complex, so this we can do anywhere. So I think I'm getting to the end of it. That's just to show that we did some manufacturing of prototypes. There was a big demand, so we had to produce 20 prototypes and selling evaluation kit. Even though sometimes for new sensor you have to give them for evaluation, we actually were able to sell them. Thank you. So this is what we have achieved so far. Okay. So including some partnership, and we will announce next week that we have also raised some funds, but we'll keep that for next week. So the address market, to summarize, those are real pictures that we took on the field, meaning that this is not only in the lab, of course, but inside the kitchen and also on the field. Thank you. A few examples to finish. So I think some of the examples that we have on this slide, so of course some are quite original. One of my colleagues did baby diapers recording. So we did that for people who cannot smell, right? I think it's quite obvious that for people who cannot smell, you have to bring this at home and be able even to record shoes odor, body odors, because it's a main issue for them. They don't smell anything. But it gives idea. I mean, from this, I received some contacts during the CES, but here as well, of people who would like to have access to this sensor to develop new application for consumer. So this is really the chemical part. You cannot read anything, but just to show that it's universal, and just to finish my talk. Thank you very much.
Hi. So firstly, I would like to thank the French Tech. So we are very pleased to be here today with Bell and WYSON. And I would like to thank more because also today, during this week, we was also in Russia for the French Tech. And we was elected during 10 startup, the best startup for the Russia tour. So I think we are close with the French Tech because we was also in CES this year. So it was also a great show. So thank you very much for the French Tech and the initiative of the French government, because for myself, I'm living in Asia since 13 years, and I found what did the French government since 2 or 3 years to promote the French technology, the French company for worldwide. I think this is really great idea for the French companies and the entrepreneurs like us. So I'm Fabrice Bossier. I'm the co-founder of Bell and WYSON. So Bell and WYSON is a smart home appliance company. So we started the project in 2014, and the idea was to create some product that we can use daily, every day, and easy to use. So I will just present the team. So Carol is the CEO of the company. So he's living in France. He has a strong experience on the distribution. So Stefan also is the co-founder with me, and he has also strong distribution channel all in Europe, and me, I'm more managing all these overseas markets and also all the development of our product. So the idea for Bell & WYSON is also to integrate with our product some design. So that's why we signed with Mr. Thomas de Lussac. So he's a designer for luxury lighting. Yeah, so for Bell & WYSON, how to define our product is of course connected device, but the really important thing is using the product, as I said before, using every day the product. So the Bell & WYSON product is, I think, it's smart and also designed and simple to install. All our product right now is the bulb. You just only need to screw the bulb, and you have different function with the LED bulb. Okay, so we launched in 2014 one item is the LED bulb Wi-Fi integrated with the smoke detector. So the product is connected to your smartphone, and you can get information. If something happened to your home, you receive notification, and you can also test the smoke detector. But also, you can light in your home to simulate a presence when you are not here, and you receive notification if something happened. So this year, we developed also a new product. One product is with the camera integrated. So same function is bulb, first lighting. Secondly, we put some different module inside the bulb. That's actually our patent, is only by the module. And of course, this is also with iOS and Android app. So you can see Thomas, nice guy. So yeah, this is so easy to install. That's it. Okay, so that's it for the presentation. This is our product. So this one is the smoke detector included. Okay, this one is with the camera. And we have some more ambience product. This one is with the RGB and also is connected. So we have always the same concept. So for this, we're already on the market from last year for these two items. And this one will be on August. So we are startup, but we already start to do some business. We are selling most of the product in Europe. Yeah, bon, that's okay. Okay, so that's it for if someone has some questions. So that's where we are present today. I think we win a lot of awards in Europe, especially in France. We have the L'Étoile du Design last year. We have also the Janus Prize. We have also the Lépine in Paris. We get also some reward. So we get a few reward in France. Okay, well, that's for Russian market. So okay, so thank you very much.
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cédric Chapaz. I'm CEO of App2You company. So first of all, I want to thank French Tech Initiative because for us, it's a good way to get visibility. And I can tell you that if you are talking about touch sense, to get visibility is quite important too. So maybe you all know the French touch. The French touch, it's, for example, music, and it can be technology too. But today, you will see that App2You is a part of a French touch dynamic. So there is a first question that we maybe all have one time is that you can see that touchscreens are spread everywhere in our all-day life. For sure, we think about mobile products, IoT products, but it can be ATM, it can be touchscreen for tool, equipment tools, and so on. And the question is, are they really dedicated to everybody? And the other point is that these touchscreens are controlling a more complicated interface. Okay, you have various functions that you have to control in meantime. So App2You provide a response facing this new tactile interface that will provide a new sense, which is the touch sense. So touchscreens are wonderful, but there are some issues. Okay, so for example, you have a smartwatch, okay, and you touch the watch to select, for example, a function on the tactile display. But the point is that if you put your finger, this means that you hide a part of a display, maybe 20, 30%. So the question is how to provide these missing information that you can get with the eyes, with the vision. And the point is that if you are missing information, this means that you're not accurate, you're not efficient when you're moving the finger. So up to you propose solutions in various set of applications. So first domain of applications is what we call ergonomy in HMI. So for example, regarding automotive solutions, so you clearly can see that in your car, the dashboard is now a big display. You can think about Tesla car, it's a 21, 23 inches display size. The question is, you're driving. So this means that you can't remove the eyes from the road for safety reasons, okay? So how can you be sure that you're selecting GPS or infotainment or MP3 function on your display, okay? If you don't have haptic feedback, it's quite difficult, okay? Another example of applications, people who are blind, they cannot use display as we can do, okay? So they use audio feedback, but when you're in a public area, you have a noise around you, so it's quite difficult to use audio feedback in these conditions. And last applications, what we call immersive solutions. So everything which deals with augmented reality, so for example, gaming applications, okay. So the idea is to be really faster and more accurate when your finger is displaced over the touchscreen. So imagine that you can feel a scroll wheel or slider below your finger as if it was real, okay? You really touch it. So it's really more immersive, and you're really in a physical world, not only in the virtual world. So the idea is really to combine many senses. So for example, to combine touch and audio, because you're in a crowd and you know that there is quite a lot of noise, so you want to get information. For example, you want to navigate in the street, and you need to know the path to follow. Or if you want to combine touch and vision to complement the vision channel. For example, you're on an ATM and you have to enter a personal security code, but you don't want that other people are looking above your shoulder to get your personal code, okay? So if it's visual, someone can see it. But if it's haptic feedback, haptic code, you cannot get the feedback. You cannot get the information because that's private information. So how does it work? So up-to-you technology works with friction modulation, okay? So what we do is that we generate ultrasonic vibration above the cover glass, and this ultrasonic vibration reduces the friction when your finger is moving above the cover glass. So this is how we provide texture rendering and shape rendering above any kind of tactile interface. So it's really a new way to interact. So what do you need exactly in terms of hardware inside your product? Few things, in fact. First, you need piezo actuators. So it's small components which generate this ultrasonic vibration below the cover glass. Second thing you need, it's a driver. It's an IC component which delivers an electrical signal to the piezo actuators. And finally, what we call a microcontroller, which is a quite standard product. And that's it. And the rest, it's application, software, algorithm to provide new applications and new use case, more immersive and more convenient to the user. So this technology is really a high granularity haptic feedback. If you make the comparison with picture rendering, okay, between a 2 megapixel and 20 megapixels, you clearly can see more details with 20 megapixels, and with up-to-you technology, it's the same thing. It's real time. I mean, okay, you can have a slider on the upper corner, you can have a scroll wheel on the bottom corner. It's fully interactive, you don't feel any latency. It's compliant with all touch sensor, capacitive, resistive, optical sensor, whatever. And it's robust, so this means that whatever the moisture, whatever the dust on the touchscreen, this is not a big deal for us. You will feel the same thing in all cases. So now, up to you offer, we are working on a development kit which will be available before the end of this year, and which will help our customers to deliver and to develop their own applications on various OS, Android, iOS, Windows Mobile. And we are looking for partners on the next generation, which will be a smart piezo kit to transfer our technology inside touch panel products. So you have to understand that this technology is 10 years of unique know-how expertise. So this means that we have worked on mechanical areas, electrical areas, HMI areas to bring this technology. So it's not plug and play. It is plug and play in your product, but it's really a huge, specific, dedicated know-how which has to be developed to get this haptic feedback. So this is the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoy. Don't hesitate to have a look and to have a touch to our technology at our booth. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. 大家好. First of all, I would like to say a big thanks to the French representatives here, and Mr. Guide and Philippe especially. Thank you very much for inviting us. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if SIGFOX is not a startup anymore, but in our mind, definitely we are still a startup. It's true that we have raised a couple of millions. Actually, last year we raised $150 million through some companies like Samsung, NTT Docomo, and others, Telefonica, and French company like Engie, who invested in us. We are very pleased to receive a trust and confidence of such big industrial players. I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes explaining you what we are doing. I don't know if you are all familiar with IoT, but I'm going to give you a little explanation about it. So SIGFOX. SIGFOX is an operator of IoT network, which means that it's a network which is dedicated for objects. Objects. A network for objects, what does it mean? If you look today what Internet of Things is, what is the internet that things are getting connected to, you'll see that mainly you will have technologies like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LTE, ZigBee. And most of these technologies are used in devices which are pretty big, pretty rich. We call that, like a computer, smart car, smartphone, and all these things are connected to internet through some connectivity that we all know as standards in the industry. But looking forward, most of the analysts are saying that internet will concern much more than this kind of big devices, big products. They will concern small little device. They will bring smart city to nation, to government. They will bring smart industry for all the industrial players. It will change entirely way to do business, how you know your partners, how you know your customers. And we believe that things need a different kind of network. We will need a network where we are going to, the objects will send very small little message. Yeah, of course, if you have a trash bin and that you need that to know if a trash bin is full or not, you're not going to put a 3G or a 4G SIM card inside, not even a Bluetooth, in order to know that, okay, it's full. The information is very, very, very small. So SIGFOX is all about that. SIGFOX is all about bringing a technology, a connectivity, which is very long range. It's not like a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It's very long range because we have today deployment in many countries. It's very, very cost effective. We are targeting prices which is as low as $1 a year in terms of subscription for data. And we are targeting price of integration of hardware below $2 USD for a device who need to be connected. It's extremely semi-simple. There is no pairing, no password, and it's extremely energy efficient. So let's see how we tackle these 4 main pillars of what we consider being the main challenges of IoT. SIGFOX tries to solve the IoT dilemma. The first one is to bring the connectivity to an unlimited range. We are not even speaking about long range or short range anymore. It's just like a cellular network. Wherever you are, you want to be connected. We started to have a deployment of SIGFOX connectivity back to 2013. After 1 year, we deployed 3 countries, Spain, France, and UK. And when we are saying that we are deploying the country, it doesn't mean that we have a few projects here and there or a few cities connected. We are reaching today 92% of coverage of the whole French population. We are reaching more than 85% of a population in UK and in Spain. 1 year later, we had 12 countries. Today, we have announced totally 20 countries around the world, which basically means that the SIGFOX network is available in nearly the whole of Europe, but also in the United States. This year, we are targeting to cover around 40% of the network by end of the year. More than 10 cities, including San Francisco, New York, more than 10 cities are already connected today. In Asia, we have launched recently New Zealand and Australia. Sorry, I didn't update the color. But we are targeting for this year 6 more countries. And a very good news for everybody who are based in Taiwan, Taiwan is on the pipeline. So Taiwan is going to be covered by the end of the year. Second point, one network, one contract. What does it mean? Especially in a country like Taiwan, what is very, very interesting for all the manufacturing industry, the suppliers, is that they don't need to deal with each telco and with many different chipset supplier and understand standards in every country and their local regulatory structure. They just sign one contract with SIGFOX and then can ship their devices, they can ship their products all around the world where SIGFOX is deployed. I'll give you a simple example. Last year, Samsung from Korea invested in us in September, and their main goal in investing in SIGFOX technology and the main value proposition that they saw in us was to be able to integrate a little SIGFOX chipsets in their washing machine, in their TVs, in their aircon, all around the world. And then from anywhere, they will be able to receive information which will make them able to understand their customer better, to have a better marketing, but also to provide maintenance, to provide support to the customers, and to know that their fridge has a problem before even the final users realize that the fridge is out of work. And this is a kind of new business model that SIGFOX can bring to the industry. Cost effectiveness. I'm going to be quite short on this one because it's very complicated if I go to the details. But in short, what this slide is saying is that today we are having an open technology without license, which let any chipset manufacturers, any module manufacturers, being able to develop our technology in their transceivers without taking any money from them. Moreover, we don't have any SIM card in our devices, which means that it decreases the cost of integration into your device to more than 1/10. Means that today you can think about connecting what was not connected. SIGFOX is not about connecting things which are already connected. We are completely complementary to the other new technologies, and we are maybe thinking about connecting this chair later on with a small chipset here for less than $1 that every time someone sits on it, then you will know that there's someone on it. We are using it, for example, for car park system in the city, in the road. We are doing many smart metering system. So this is all about what we are doing. I will not go to the integration cost and the private network. What we are saying is that SIGFOX is optimizing today the cost of Internet of Things. We make it available for everybody. Simplicity. How do SIGFOX make the whole thing simple? It's very simple. In fact, when a device is certified by SIGFOX, when a device is coming out from the factory, when it's shipped out, and then when the battery is in, it's already connected, which means that you don't need to put any password, any pairing. You don't need to use your phone to open the Bluetooth and look for it. We try to make it super simple, and that's one of the reasons why we did that. Was, for example, because Samsung was saying that their smart TV was a complete failure when they wanted people to use their smart connection with Wi-Fi or DSL cable in order to get information. Finally, they realized that everybody has an OTT box or an Apple TV, and nobody were connecting to the Wi-Fi. So having a very simple connectivity provisioning makes all the supplier and all IoT much easy to access. Now, energy efficient. That's at last but not least. The thing is that our device can last with 2 little AA battery more than 8 years. So just imagine that today you can put an insurance company who want to have some water leakage sensor in a building. They put it there. They don't even need to put some power line. With our SIGFOX technology inside and with 2 little batteries, this system, this sensor will send information for the next 8 years if they detect a leak. The whole story is around what I just said. What I'm going to summarize now in a 4-point is that we were the first one to discuss about LPWA back to 2009, 2010. At that time, nobody believed in us. They ignored us completely. And then, in 2012, when we started to say we are going to deploy the whole world with this technology, people started to laugh at us. A few years later, we have more than 15 different technology targeting exactly the same market. And they all try to fight us, which means and prove that we were right. And Gandhi said, and then you win. Today, SIGFOX is the only global IoT network which is without any frontier. We have more than 20 countries covered and more than 7 million devices already registered. The ecosystem is growing. We have more than 150 different devices, modules, chipset, all done by partners. And we are reaching all the verticals that you can imagine. Retail, smart cities, smart home, healthcare, industrial, agriculture, automotive, smart meters. So it's not a project anymore, and this is maybe why our Mr. Guide was saying that we were not a startup anymore, but it's a reality. We can see all the devices. So we are now 220 employees based in Toulouse. These are our 2 founders and our deputy CEO, and we have offices a bit everywhere now in all the continents. And this is what we did last year. $150 million raised. You can see some of our investors, and we are going to another round of investment this year, and I'm sure that you will hear a lot about us. So I think I'll summarize SIGFOX in a nutshell. Hope that you like it. And thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you, Mr. Guide and the French Tech for all the amazing presentations. If you would like to have more information about the product or the French Tech, please go and visit their booth just next to Vive. And for everybody here or streaming online, that actually concludes today's session here. We had 3 amazing days here at the Pi stage. We have seen many inspiring fireside talks. And for more than 80 startups demo their innovations at the Pi stage, I hope you guys enjoy all the demos and keynotes like I did. Just a reminder before we wrap up, the InnoVEX event will end today at 6 p.m. But make sure you check out the pitch final at the main stage just now, just across that direction. And please visit the rest amazing COMPUTEX exhibitions in Taipei World Trade Center Hall 1, Nangang Exhibition Center Hall 1, 1st and 4th floor, and of course Taipei International Convention Center for more inspiring forums and talks. Thank you for joining the InnoVEX Pi stage with us this year. I hope you had a great time. I'm Eddie from Taipei Computer Association. I'll see you next year and have a great time at COMPUTEX. Thank you.